Don Luis is a fair, just man.
I think he's the most wonderful person I ever met.
He has a dream, and it's that Puerto Rico becomes a state. All through his life, there's been this tremendous pattern of helping those that have less.
Luis Alberto Ferré, also affectionately referred to as Don Luis, was born on February 17, 1904, to Antonio Ferré and Mary Aguayo Casals Ferré in the city of Ponce, Puerto Rico. He is the second of 5 children. He attended public schools in Ponce and high school at the prestigious Morristown School in Morristown, New Jersey, earning honors in mathematics, physics, history, and English. From there, he went on to receive an undergraduate degree in science from MIT in 1924, and in 1925, a master's degree in electromechanical engineering. At the same time, he attended the New England Conservatory of Music, where he developed his talents as a classical pianist.
My mother used to write me a letter every week. And in that letter she said, "Don't forget music. You can't give it up."
Don Luis was a very good student, very responsible. In a way, he was very conservative, but at the same time, he had all these ambitions in his life.
The time and experiences on the mainland convinced him of the importance of having Puerto Rico become a state in the Union, placing it on an equal basis with the rest of the country.
He always had this conviction that the island would socially benefit enormously, socially and economically, from statehood. And because he always has had the good of the people at heart, I think is why his conviction towards statehood has stood all these years.
Returning to Puerto Rico after school, he began work as a junior engineer, working alongside his brothers at his father's ironworks business in Ponce.
His brother, Joe, developed all these ideas, all these plans to make Puerto Rico ironworks profitable. But Don Luis was always the one who made things happen.
Later, he became chief engineer for the newly founded Ponce Cement Corporation.
He developed this idea, which was revolutionary not only for Puerto Rico, but also for the U.S., to help the worker with better wages, with a health plan, with a bonus.
But the Ferré family didn't limit their business successes to iron and concrete alone. In the late 1940s, they acquired several unprofitable paper, glass, and clay companies, which under Luis's control soon became quite profitable.
I think my father's business ability is very connected to his ability to analyze things, then to have a vision of what needs to be done and to execute that vision successfully. He's a keen-minded businessman, although he always sees the human side of every business transaction. And that's something that you don't find in many people.
Though a busy and successful businessman, his desire for the betterment of Puerto Rico and a hopeful statehood victory never dimmed. His first foray into politics was in 1940 when he ran for mayor of Ponce.
So I was selected by the party to run for the mayor, but I was defeated, and I only got 3,000 votes. So I started then, after that, I started to continue in the party, building up my backing.
Throughout the 1940s and 50s, Luis consistently supported the Puerto Rican Republican Party through its rallies and by supporting its candidates.
In the beginning, when he was starting his political career, he would move in different barrios and go in these little pickup trucks, speaking from the back of the truck, and we would all go and sit there and cheer for him.
His first political victory came in 1952 when he was elected and served for 4 years in the Insular House of Representatives as a representative at large. In 1956, he made his first of 4 runs for governor. but was defeated.
The reason that he ventured into the political arena was that he believed in statehood for Puerto Rico.
Taking advantage of changes in the political climate in the late 1960s, Luis left the Republican Party to organize El Partido Nuevo Progresista, and in 1968, he was elected governor.
Que desempeñaré bien y fielmente los deberes del cargo que estoy próximo a ejercer. Así me ayude Dios.
They were not sophisticated politicians. These people had never been in power, and it was a new party, it was a brand new party, and there were a lot of illusions. People really believed that this new age could happen, and he was the leader of this new age.
This political service was really based in his desire to serve the people.
Well, one of his great contributions is the way that he's advanced the lifestyles of the people of Puerto Rico. I'd say his service as governor of Puerto Rico, when he went out and did more to help the poor people in Puerto Rico than, in my view, any other governor.
It's unbelievable to see him walking the halls of Congress in a tireless person, just going around for a full day, taking a short break for lunch, and then just heading back at meetings and going to hearings and what have you, and then planning what are we going to do that evening, which is unbelievable.
But Don Luis is more than a business leader and politician. He is a man of culture.
He always dreamed to make Ponce something like Boston, in which he could develop the cultural environment of Boston.
In 1959, the Museo de Arte de Ponce opened and became the leading museum in Puerto Rico.
Whenever you talk to him about the museum, his eyes glitter, and you feel the sensitivity, the love for the arts, the gentleness of Don Luis.
My grandfather and I just went a couple of weeks ago to the Ponce Museum to see the Santos exhibit. And he took the time to go see certain things he wanted to see again. So it's always a new discovery every time I visit the museum with him or with the rest of the family.
Don Luis, a man of education, business, politics, and culture, yet a man whose heart's desire is to serve, share, and inspire others.
Don Luis, when he goes to a meeting, he will not try to overtake the meeting, or when he speaks, everyone listens.
Even today, people stop me on the street and they say, God bless your father, and we're so happy that he was born in Puerto Rico and that he's been able to do so much for us. So he's a beloved person.
He's truly an elder statesman. Whenever there have been difficult times in Puerto Rico and we need a steady hand, no matter who the governor may be, they have reached out to Don Luis, and Don Luis has always been there. So I couldn't think of a better person to receive such an award.
I would like to thank Don Luis for all he has done and accomplished for Puerto Rico and its people. He is one of a kind.
But if you had to sum it up, I think his life would be something that I say about a handful of people. There can be no definition of a successful life that does not include service to others. I'm very proud to be his friend.